A 2-in-1 day yesterday for the morning wager. Yes, do not adjust your computer screens or television sets. Brian Power is under the weather this morning, so I will be leading things off as we get started here on this Wednesday edition. Joining me will be Adam Trigger, filling in for Brian Power in his stead. So we'll get you a couple of college basketball games, as always, the double play and the best bet for the show. Trig, great to be with you this morning. Thanks for joining us, stepping in whenever Brian Power decides that his constitutions are too weak to show up to work.
No, I love being here. Always happy to fill in on short notice, and it's college hoop season, so I've always got something to talk about. Even on a slate like this, Zin, where there's not that many games, but there's still games, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, look, folks, if you guys aren't familiar with Trig's work here as fans of the Morning Wager, one of the best college basketball cappers we have out there. So if Trig's pushing it out and giving it to you, it's probably worth a look. And let's start here in college and head to my neck of the woods, or at least my old neck of the woods where I grew up. St. John's, Carnesecca Arena, the Johnnies hosting Bryant as a huge favorite here. How are we looking at this one?
Yeah, Mark, over the years, this is the role I like this Bryant team in. So I think this is too many points, and I'll talk more about Bryant because this is a team from the America East that I watch quite a bit of over, year in and year out. And so the first thing I want to point out, though, Earl Timberlake, Cam Ferris did not play for Bryant in their most recent game. That being said, it was against a D2 school, and I think it was just some scheduled rest for them. So I'm assuming they're going to play, and I'm assuming Bryant is at full strength here. If for some reason they weren't, that would concern me against a team like St. John's. But the reason I like Bryant playing up to a power conference school is the way they play tends to translate. They play one of the fastest tempos in the country. Evan Maya has their true tempo ranked 5th. It's breakneck pace, and I think they're going to continue to improve, Mark, as the season goes on, because they're figuring out how to play without Sharif Gross-Bullock and without Daniel Rivera, two guys that really sort of held them together in that fast-paced type play last year. They're guys like Rafael Pinzon, who used to be on St. John's, so a little bit of a homecoming for him. Earl Timberlake, Barry Evans comes over from St. Bonaventure. They're all sort of learning how to play together now, and I think Bryant is going to continue to get better because of that. The other thing I like, they rebound the ball well. They contest shots extremely well. Connor Withers, one of the better defensive players in the conference. So the point is, St. John's just had a big-time win over Kansas State in a big-time hype spot for them. Bryant is no joke, and if you come in even a little bit sleepy against a team like Bryant, not only are you not covering 22 or whatever this is, you're going to potentially lose the game. Ask Florida Atlantic last year about that, right? 25-point favorite, and Bryant knocked them off. So I think the way Bryant plays here, Mark, translates to being competitive in this matchup. And they're a great three-point shooting team as well. So if the threes are falling, they're going to be right in this game.
Yeah, again, it's interesting. As a St. John's fan, I've kind of watched this team a little bit this year, and at certain times it felt like they were just giving a lackluster effort, or it wasn't really there. I mean, Kadari Richmond, kind of the former Seton Hall guard, now is running things for St. John's, kind of their everything go-to spark plug. But you can definitely see it as a flat spot tonight for St. John's. Although I don't like to play against them at Carnesecca Arena. That's kind of, I don't mind playing against them at MSG, which they played way too many games there last year, in my opinion. But I get the angle for you. So, again, make sure you guys go to Adam Trigger's page, wt.buzz/AT, and get all of his college plays. My half of the double play, we're going to go to the NBA tonight in the NBA Cup. Yes, folks, the very exciting NBA Cup. Let's look at the Hawks and the Knicks tonight. Now, look, obviously I'm a Knicks fan here. I'm not a huge fan of laying this big of a number with the Knicks. I keep telling you guys, anytime the Hawks play, just take the other team's team total over. That's an angle I would look at. But I'm actually going to look at the prop market tonight to Trae Young and his over points total, which is a 20.5. Now, that seems really low for Trae Young. But for those who haven't been paying attention to the Hawks this year, Trae Young's kind of taken on a little bit of a different role. He's not the biggest scorer. He's trying to be more of a true point guard. He's more of a facilitator this year than he has been in years past, which is fine. But Trae Young is always loved, as many players do, playing at Madison Square Garden. You have to go back to the beginning of the whole thing, which was his first year that he made the playoffs when they played the Knicks at Madison Square Garden, and he kind of shushed the New York crowd, if you guys remember that highlight. as he scored at least 30 points in all 3 games in that series, and the Hawks won it in 5. Trae Young, in his career against the Knicks, is averaging 25.6 points. If you exclude his rookie year, obviously, rookie year kind of not really having the biggest role, but Trae Young is averaging 27.6 points per game at Madison Square Garden after his rookie year. That includes 2 40-point performances at MSG. So this is an environment here for Young where he likes to thrive. It's the NBA Cup. I think players are starting to take it more seriously. They know the financial investment that's on the line. Guys, think about this. If your team wins the NBA Cup, I don't know if a lot of people know this. Each player gets $500,000 for winning the NBA Cup. The losing team in the NBA Cup in the finals gets $200,000. It's a lot of money at stake for these guys. So, yeah, I think that they'll try to show that tonight to win any other cup or any other titles. So they may as well try to go win this thing here. I think they'll be motivated. I think Trae Young will have a big night tonight. He'll at least get over this 20.5. And whether the Hawks win or not, I don't know. But I hope the Knicks win. But Trae Young certainly over 20.5 for my half of the double play. Want to remind you guys about a couple of special promotions we have going on at WagerTalk. Don't forget about BPNI's bowl promotion, $199 for both of us for all of bowl season. I was number 1 in winning percentage and ROI or whatever the hell it is, whatever the units. I don't pay attention to that stuff, Drake. But number 1 in winning percentage last year in bowl season. BP was number 3. So get our bowl package for $199 for the entire bowl season. Of course, you can get all access, as you see right there, for the rest of December for $199. Trig, what do you have going on at your page today at WagerTalk?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously the specials that are up, I think we still have that. The bowl special and the NFL, the combined special. Yeah. I'll have college basketball throughout the day. Haven't posted anything yet. I'll also be posting NFL. But yeah, I mean the long term specials are the way to go. You want to try to make sure you're paying as little as possible, right? For what it is. And the way to do that is the long-term special. So that was the one I was looking for. It's right on the screen. Mark, you got me earlier than I'm used to this morning. But yeah, all access for the rest of December is the way to go. You're going to get college hoop. You're going to get most of the bowls, or like at least the first half of the bowls, and then all the NFL best value we've got right now going, in my opinion.
All right, good stuff. Now it's time to get to our best bet for the show. And we're going to go back to college hoops in a program that you know pretty well, and one that I have followed just because of the league that they play in, which my alma mater plays in, which has been the Patriot League. So let's take a look at Colgate at Kentucky. Wildcats coming off an overtime win against Gonzaga, and Colgate comes into this game losers of 4 straight here. And some of this wasn't against, these aren't losers of 4 straight against Power 5 teams here. These are losers of 4 straight against teams that are sort of below the radar. Things that people aren't looking. But we're thinking that this is too big of a number here, Trig.
I do. I mean, you gotta have some stones to, I guess, go against Kentucky in their own building and take a number like 32. But that's what it is right now. Is at the time of filming, this is up to 32.5. And I'll kick this over to you to respond. But I'm going to tell you why I think this number is outrageously big. Okay. First, you've got Kentucky, who plays Louisville this weekend. That's going to be a big game. And you've got guys like Lamont Butler and I think Kriisa are both nursing injury and may or may not play tonight. Okay. And you could say, well, that matters. That doesn't, whatever. Kentucky's deep enough to, play Colgate without those guys. But still, I think it's worth noting. I think the important thing here to know, Colgate's right down the road from my house. Joe Ranieri's got my big dumb head in the screen, but if you could see my hoodie, I wore my Colgate hoodie here to talk about this game. And here's the thing. Colgate has been without their best player now for 6 games. That's Jeff Woodward. The problem is Jeff Woodward, I think it might be a little bit of addition by subtraction long-term, at least playing against these better teams, because Jeff Woodward is a 6'11" center that slows them down and really doesn't allow Matt Langle to play the way he likes to play, which is space the floor, not much dribbling, pass, maybe a little bit of a dribble and kick and take a 3. That's what got Colgate. That's what's helped Colgate dominate the Patriot League the last 6 years. I believe they've won it now 6 years in a row, Mark. They've been to every NCAA tournament that there has been, like I think 5 of them because they didn't have one in 2020. And you take Woodward out, and yes, you take your 6'11" big out of the mix. but I think it allows Colgate to play a little bit more like they'd prefer to play. He got hurt in the NC State game. And yes, you mentioned it. They're 1-5 since, but they have a nice upset win over MC Wilmington. They hung around with Sam Houston State, who is, again, these are all programs that are higher level than the Patriot League. I don't think Colgate, outside of SUNY Canton, which is a non-D1, has played another team that's like below, every team they've played, it comes from a better league so far this year. Over the weekend, they hung around with a good Northeastern team out in Boston on the road. So in my opinion, there's signs that they could potentially play a better game without Woodward. And I think it might actually help them, especially if Kentucky doesn't fully care about this, Mark. If they're out just kind of, they may try to spread some minutes around. They definitely want to make sure that they don't have their top guys out there, putting them at risk for that massive game on Saturday at home to Louisville, a huge rivalry down there in that part of the country. So 32 seems like an insane number. I think this Colgate team is starting to get a little bit better. And for that reason, I think you should take the points.
Well, let's look at some comps here real quick about this game. Bucknell, who's also in the Patriot League, played Kentucky back on November 9th at Rupp Arena. They lost by 28. Lipscomb lost by 29. Western Kentucky only lost by 19. Georgia State only lost by 29. I mean, you're getting to these smaller schools that are playing Kentucky, and of course you expect Kentucky to roll them, and they have been, but you have to also remember, again, once this thing gets to an 18, 20-point lead late in the second half, possessions are going to slow, right? Kentucky will dribble it out. Sure, they're not going to quit, but there will be a sense you'll pull up that they don't need to keep pushing the pace. So as long as Colgate continues to be engaged for 40 minutes and doesn't, start feeding their bench guys minutes, then, yeah, I think we could stay inside this number here. There's a lot of situational things that'll do it. And look, if Colgate could even hang around for a half and keep it, maybe within 10, by halftime, I think you're sitting in a good position here where they just have to give a little bit of push for the first 10 minutes of the second half, and they'll stay within this number.
Yeah, and Mark, one more thing, all those other games you referenced were part of this cupcake start for Kentucky. This one comes after going on the road to Clemson and out and losing and to Gonzaga and playing and losing, and out to Seattle to play Gonzaga. So and now you've got I don't know if Butler's going to play tonight. I don't think he played in the Gonzaga game, and so you've got Kentucky. Even if Colgate's down 25 at halftime, right? You may want to throw something on the second half because I just don't see Kentucky burning their top guys in the second half. This is not going to be like 3 weeks ago where they haven't played a tough game and they're just, they did play Duke. Sorry, I should have pointed that out. But it's not going to be like that stretch where they're just trying to run teams out. They have a very important basketball game on Saturday with Louisville. And I just don't think, up 30, 5 minutes to go, I just don't think Kentucky's going to have any starters in. And again, Colgate, they're not off to they're off to a poor start. They're still one of the better teams in the Patriot League when it's all said and done, most likely. So 32 seems like an astronomical number here.
All right, so the Colgate Red Raiders is where we are going. Not just regular Raiders, not Red Raiders, but nonetheless, Colgate Raiders of the Patriot League, where we're going for our show Best Bet. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe as well. Make sure you check out the Morning Wager every single day here on WagerTalk's YouTube channel. Make sure you're following Adam Trigger on all the social media sites and check out his page, wt.buzz/AT, for all of his college basketball plays. Guys, one of the best basketball cappers we have, college hoops cappers we have at WagerTalk. So make sure you guys are checking out all his work. Thanks for stepping in today. We certainly appreciate it. BP, you're a big pansy. Grow a pair. Show up to work tomorrow. And because you can't defend yourself, I'll continue to talk smack about you, and he's not going to do anything about it. He wouldn't do anything about it anyway. But you're not around long enough to know that's all you usually do on this show is give out plays and make fun of Brian Power. So it's a good time all around. But again, like and subscribe, and we will be back tomorrow. Well, I don't know if we'll have Brian Power back tomorrow. Maybe you'll have to deal with Adam Trigger again because BP is just a little bit too under the weather. Nonetheless, thanks for stepping in, brother. Appreciate the time. We'll be back tomorrow. Again, like, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. Back tomorrow on the Morning Wager. Have a great day.